Hello everyone, I am Sital Bera, Assistant Professor, Maths University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Today I am going to prepare a very short lecture on Robert Frost, a very famous poetry, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Before coming to explaining the poetry, I would like to share some facts about Robert Frost. Robert Frost is a great romantic poet of the American literature, but his popularity, fame, lucidity, and poetic imagination placed him along with the great poets of world literature like Wordsworth, Shelley, Keats, William Blake, and some others. Now let's start the poetry. The poetry starts with, "Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He'll not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow." The very first line says that the poet persona, that is referred with I, the personal pronoun I, the poet persona, he knows who is the owner of those woods. Here wood stands for the forest. He is traveling through a forest and he assumes that he might know, rather he knows who is the owner of those woods, who is the owner of the forest. And he believes that his house is in the village. He will not see me stopping here. And he further affirms that as he has stopped in the forest among those woods, but he knows that the owner of those woods might not see him stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. That man, the owner, he will not able to understand, he will not able to see that he has stopped and he is enjoying the forest which is almost filled with snow. So the very first stanza, it is understood that here the poet persona is a traveler. He is traveling through a forest, and the forest, the owner of the forest, he dwells in a further village, and he assumes that due to certain distance, that man, that owner, won't be able to see that he has stopped and he is watching his forest, which is very beautiful as it is filled with snow. Now moving towards the second stanza. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. My little horse, he is a traveler accompanied by a horse. And he feels that the horse might think it queer, means strange. The horse might feels it a strange. What? Now he has stopped in such a place where there is no farmhouse. So without having any farmhouse near about, that horse might feel some strange about his decision, that how he can stop in such a place where there is no farmhouse. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. And apart from it, it was the darkest evening of the year. And where the place is actually, it is between woods and frozen lake. So at the time of winter season, when the lake is almost frozen and it is the darkest evening of the year, so in such a sort of mysterious, supernatural sort of atmosphere, when the stranger, the traveler, he has stopped without having any farmhouse near about, and being it is the darkest evening of the year, when the lake is almost frozen. So in such a strange or peculiar circumstances, if he stops, it might create a sense of peculiarity in the horse. Now, moving forward towards the next stanza, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. He stands for the horse, the little horse. He gives his harness bells. Harness bells, a set of straps that is attached to the horse, and he holds the bells. So here the horse, he gives an alarming notice to the traveler, to the poet persona, that whether he is committing some mistake, because already in the previous stanza it is mentioned that he has stopped in such a place where there is no farmhouse, and it is the darkest evening of the year, and the lake is almost frozen, and it is already dark evening, and the woods are very dark and deep. So in such a situation, the horse feels that his owner might, or his owner has created any or committed any mistake by stopping there in such a desolate place, to ask if there is some mistake. So to give a hint of his committing any mistake, he is giving the hint of by shaking the harness bells, that he comes to his sense that yes, he is going to commit some mistake, to drag him towards the right direction. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. And there was only, means it was totally silence. It was very calm and quite a tranquil state of environment it was pervading there. And in such a situation, the only sound it was the easy blowing of the wind or the gentle breeze and the downy flake. Snowfall, the feathery, the soft snowfall. So the situation created there is, it was totally silent, a very tranquil darkest evening of the year, and it was the midnight, and it was, as it was the forest, so it was silent and very calm and quiet. And the only sound was present there is the sound of the breeze and the downy flake, the snowfall, the sound created by the snowfall. Now the last stanza, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. That means the beauty, the attractive quality, he got enchanted, he becomes enthralled by the beauty of the forest, the dark and deep. It was high, the forest was very dense and dark, and this scene, this beauty attracts the poet persona very much, but he cannot be no longer involved with such a beauty, because he has some promises to keep, he has some works unfinished, some goals, some promises, some unfinished works, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. And those promises like works, whatever still he has not achieved or he has not done yet, those things will be executed before his sleep. So he is saying how much beautiful the forest it might be, how much attractive the dark night, the all over environment it was, but he has some promises which are more important to him than to be lost in the beauty of the nature. So he is giving priority to his promises, some unfinished promises that he has to keep. Now if we look towards the lines from the beginning to the end, the rhyme scheme he has maintained, it is The first line it ends with no, the second line though, third line here, and fourth line snow. So first and second line no and though is matched. Then third line here is another sounds like word, and the fourth line again it comes towards the is as same as the first and second line. So if we take the first was no as A, second though it is matched, so it is also A, third line is B, and fourth line is A. So A, B, A. Now second stanza, similar rhyme scheme is followed. Queer, near, lake, ear. So first, second and fourth. So A, B, A. Again in the third stanza, sec, mistake, sweep and flake. A, B, A. And the fourth stanza, the first two lines, deep and keep, sleep and sleep. It is almost or it is matched. And the last two lines we can say it is in form of a poetic refrain to emphasize the deed, the emphasize his motto, whatever he wants to emphasize upon here. He has some works and miles to go. Here miles to go stands for he has to travel a long way towards his destiny to reach whatever or wherever he wants to go. It is his first priority before he is going to sleep. So the last two lines means the third and the fourth line of the fourth stanza, these are same, and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. It can be termed as a poetic refrain, and in some sonnets like Shakespearean sonnet,